Hi, and welcome to our Pathway Point of Sale video tutorial series. In this tutorial, we're going to be going over inventory, particular weekly inventory, and getting it set up. It's very simple. We'll break it down into a couple parts for us. Going up to our portal, logging under your user. If you're an admin or a general manager, a shift manager level won't cut it. Selecting inventory. There is the setup of the inventory, and that's where you're going to find the manage vendors, manage unit types, and manage departments. We'll start with manage vendors. Selecting manage vendors, you select your location and get a list of vendors for this location. As you see, they already have Blue Line, Pepsi, and Produce in here. We can simply add a vendor, putting in the number, name, vendor's address, phone number, or contact information, and saving it. Or you can simply make changes by adding the actual vendor that you currently have or deleting them. Very simple. You can copy these vendors to other stores by selecting from this location you're currently on to any other locations. Say if you already have it set up at one, you can easily transfer it to the others. Taking a look at managing unit types, which is highly important in your inventory due to the fact that those unit types determine your actual food cost, linking with ideal food cost, also with entering your numeric value amounts for your end counts on a nightly and a weekly basis, determining what unit of measure you actually count in, whether it's pounds, ounces, so on and so forth. If it's counted in a case, of a quantity of how many in a case, these unit amounts are very important. As far as we'll go to add unit. If this is a brand new unit, we're setting this up from scratch, you'd have a unit number, a unit description, such as you see here, 24 a case, whatever the quantity is, along with the unit amount. This unit amount number is the most important number in this setup here, because like I said, this is going to determine your counts. How many does a point of sale recognize used for a number versus what you're actually counting. The numeric value of measurement is very important in this, and describing a perfect unit amount is very important as well towards the way you're counting to ensure your counts, your ideal cost, and your usage is accurate. As you see here, we have quite a few inventory items already set up for units. If you have to make changes, you can hit edit or delete. Again, hitting edit, unit type, unit amount, hitting save, or simply deleting it out of the inventory. Along, just like the vendors, you can copy these units to other stores for transfer ease of use. If you set up one store, you can transfer it to the other ones. Next is manage departments. This is important as well because this will group your inventory items together. We'll get a list of departments. As you see here, there's already departments set up in the inventory. We'd like to add a department, department number and department name. Save to inventory menu list. This just allows you to group your inventory items together, along with delete. If you have it set up at one store, once again, we can copy it to all the other locations with a click of a button. Getting into manage inventory menu items, there is a couple ways to add in inventory menu items. This would be the manual setup. Let's get an inventory list for this location. You have all your inventory, your descriptions, departments, unit cost, type, vendor name, whether it's on daily inventory, editing the changes on this particular line item of inventory, removing this item, and assigning PLUs for ideal cost purposes. With your inventory items, simply to add an inventory menu item if you'd like to enter it in manually, select the department that menu item belongs in, if it has an associated inventory number, what's the description, A small checkbox whether you'd like to place it on daily inventory counts, and daily inventory counts do not affect weekly inventory counts. That's for a nightly basis count. What's the cost of the item? The unit type for these pre-set up types you have typed in, and also if you want to associate it with a vendor so you know who to order it from, or you know where the actual product comes from. The other way of entering in your inventory menu items is from an Excel spreadsheet. For our pizza chains, we have a distributor send us an Excel spreadsheet file that allows us to upload Excel received invoices. You can also enter it in manually again, but if we go ahead and we upload an invoice, you can select a location, and they will email you, the distributor will email you a Excel spreadsheet with a list of inventory items on it. In this case, we have saved it to the actual laptop or desktop that you may be using. And I've created a folder that allows me to find the invoice, select it, open it, and upload the invoice. During this process, it shows you items processed, all location, invoice number, item number, what was the description, the quantity, and the current price. It'll update all the quantities and the prices. And then it will tell you items not inventoried. Reason behind this possibly will be due to the fact that it's a new item, or possibly the order unit has changed. In this case, the order unit looks like it has changed. So we'd go in here and go to Update Menu, and we would select the proper unit types and the proper vendor, and also a cost for it. As you see, the costs listed here right off the invoices, to adjust it. Once adjusting these two items that are not inventoried, you will be able to upload the invoice again, and it'll tell you items processed, which those should include once you've changed those two. Items not inventoried, once adjusting these two, you should not have anything in here. And items already processed should be full with all the items that have already been processed. This will create your inventory menu items for this location, so you do not have to go through and utilize the Add Inventory Menu Item button manually for all the items. The second part is daily inventory, and entering your daily inventory counts, editing the counts and daily inventory report, due to the fact that once your inventory items have been imported, you will specify whether they're on the daily inventory option, which all these specify it with a little red dot here. When you go into the actual inventory item using the edit button, you'll see a checkbox selected for your inventory, for the daily inventory. Enter in daily counts. You have your end counts. This will allow you to put an end count on the 7 items that are here. If you've received any, if you waste any. This is a daily tracking system. Allows you to keep it separate from the weekly inventory to track certain key items to ensure products are properly being dispensed from the store. And you'll see a button at the bottom once you've placed in your 3 separate received, waste, and ending counts on these items. You can add inventory counts, and we can edit daily inventory counts simply by looking at old inventory dates and adjusting them. To adjust inventory counts, we use negatives and positives to be able to track them, so you're able to actually take a look at how much was it adjusted by, and we track also who have logged in and changed the inventory, and how it's been altered, along with the daily inventory report, selecting per location and pulling the report. And this report is great on a daily basis if used properly, due to the fact that it pulls up your variance reporting. So if you have your golden items you count on a nightly basis and the store is programmed to put in those nightly counts, you're actually able to pull up a weekly variance report to show what you're missing on a nightly basis instead of waiting to the end of the week on the weekly inventory and finding out you're short. This is just great to use on a daily basis just to keep track of your individual stores so they're on cue with your inventoried products on a daily basis. Taking a look at the actual report here, you'll see that all 7 items have a beginning inventory, received inventory, what is the end counts, the waste, total usage, and that is based on what you have counted at the store level. And the point of sale usage is based on how many times has that point of sale unit rung up this item and the variance in between both of them. So it gives you a good look inside your store on a daily basis. Weekly inventory, jumping back to that, there is, after you set up with manage inventory, you're going to have your uploads, which we have done. You can do it manually as well. Also in the manage inventory items, you can do it manually as well. There is transfers for inventory. There is the also inventory reports based on it. So if we would like to enter weekly inventory, we can take a look at a certain store, and these are your end counts for the end of the week. You have a count once a week, once a month. You can go right through your inventory and place in your ending counts in your amounts, so you're able to keep track of your inventory. Once putting in all your end counts, you're going to update your end counts, and that will give you your ending inventory on your reports. Transfers are very simple as well. You can select the location, scroll down, and you'll be able to transfer in count, put notes associated with it, and amounts. So you're able to transfer inventory and track it from store to store so nothing ever goes missing if that was ever needed. Along with the reports based on inventory, you're able to select your location, your date, and a closing time if it was a particular time to generate the report. You'll be able to see if they have ran. This would be the middle of the week, I believe, for these guys. So the inventory report has not been created yet. We'll get some examples on that. Also, inventory detailed entry report and the saved inventory reports. Ideal cost report will be in the ideal cost video tutorial. And that should wrap up inventory. Thank you so much.